Hello and welcome to the weekend roundup on Don Robbie. I'm Pippa Monique, and of course I'm joined by the main man.
No,
yeah, you are.
None of that main man stuff.
Why? You are.
Flex. I'm not just flexing it.
How you been?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sure you are. I mean, another win.
Oh look, my phone's going off because I got the thing on.
See, he's the main man. People are calling him.
No, I'm good. Little bit of a dodgy result yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, no, dodgy performance yesterday, but win's a win, innit? I'm good. I'm good.
We'll get into that. We're obviously, every week I come onto this show, another, it's the third week now, and I've got no positives for the team that I support. Absolutely none. And somehow, it's always the first team we start talking about. We might as well. It was the biggest game of the weekend. It was. I'm sure every single football fan
I don't know. Man City just played against
it.
just like some, they done that to Norwich last week. That wasn't the biggest. Why is that? It's no different.
Don't do that.
No, but I'm just...
Is that how everyone looks at it now?
Well, yeah, kind of.
No, banter aside, is that how people, fans look at it?
Do you know, it's tough. Because Arsenal, they're rock bottom of the league, no goals, -9 goal difference. Like, it was such a formality for Man City. It was like Norwich just rocked up there, like what they do to them.
It did feel like that.
It was the same, and you were there. Like, I felt it for you, man.
It felt like an exhibition match, like one of them was. Even their fans, they weren't like going crazy. It was like, this is normal.
Like, they feel so. A lot of people are starting to feel sorry for Arsenal. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of like the rivalry and the banter and amongst the fans online, and you know, I mean, we always have banter and things like that.
I can't banter anyone anymore.
But it's like it's beginning like the bully in the playground, like, and the kid who can't hit back. Like, you stop it. Stop attacking them. Like, it's not fun anymore to even laugh. It's getting quite bad.
Of course, the score was Man City 5, Arsenal 0. Pressure on Arteta, do you reckon, at the moment?
100%.
I mean, people know what I think already, but...
100% the pressure's on.
Yeah.
I think he's very lucky that the fixtures, although they weren't kind to him in the beginning of the season, in terms of, all right, Brentford, that you should have done better, but City and Chelsea, you can lose at any time. But the manner of which you lost is what's
that's
horrendous.
The bad thing.
You know what I mean? I think Arsenal fans would have been able to take, like, you know what I mean? You might have lost 1-0 or 2-1, tight game.
Yeah, I said that on the way there.
Because they're both better teams than you are. So you can lose, but the capitulation, not like that. But he's lucky, and well, we'll see if he's lucky, but he should be lucky that he's got Burnley and, was it Norwich next?
Norwich next. Let me be the delusional one now and say I'm not backing him or the performance at the moment, but if I was to look at, there's always someone that finds a positive in things. Yeah. First game was Brentford, you know. They're champions in their own right. They qualified for the Premier League.
Oh my God. Pippa,
Chelsea, champions of Europe.
Don't do this. No,
Man City, champions of England. Norwich.
Brentford didn't even win the league. They finished like 5th in the championship or whatever.
Yeah, but they still qualified. And Norwich are champions of the championship. So we're literally playing actual winners game after game.
Do you know what, I think I have to look at that.
That's not how I feel, by the way. I'm just trying to make a talk.
No, but to be fair, maybe that's how Arsenal fans need to look at it.
No.
Just make themselves feel a little bit
better. Because the reality is, it's bad.
Proper bad.
Bad.
It was. Do you know what? I watched the game there, and it was just so shambolic. Even the whole, like, you know, we started really well, and I see Arsenal fans saying that. Yeah, all right, showed a little bit.
It was okay, not
Didn't
very
start really. After 7 minutes, you was 1-0 down.
Yeah, it was
7 minutes is the start of the game still.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then it just, the capitulation. Do you know what I mean? Well, I know we're going to talk about Chelsea Liverpool, but they went down to 10 men. There was not a thought in anyone's mind that Chelsea would capitulate. Yeah. And they didn't.
But back to Man City side, you know, there was just the whole talk of they don't have a striker. Obviously they need one, but they're not doing bad without one, are they?
Nah, they did it last year. I think the only difference now is obviously the teams around them in terms of Chelsea, who got Lukaku in. We've now got Ronaldo. Will they be able to fend off
as many
and
goals?
Liverpool back to full strength? Will they still get away without having one? I think because
10 goals in 2 games.
The way they play, exactly, that's what I was going to say. The way they play, they'll still be up there having a big say on who wins this league because they can just be so consistent. Like you said, 10 goals in 2 games.
That's a mad stat.
With no striker, without getting Kane, without getting Messi, without getting Ronaldo, players they all wanted. So, to
be fair though, Abby says this all the time. Do you think it's a bit disrespectful to say they have no striker when they've got a number 9 in Jesus?
They don't have one that their manager wants to play. I hear that. Like, I don't understand why you don't just play Jesus as a 9. But when they win games and how they win them, and Jesus has come from the right, whipping in balls over Callum Chambers' head. And, you know what I mean?
It's terrible. But let's talk about the main talking point. Xhaka's red card. Was it a red?
Yeah.
And I've seen that was a silly question, but obviously I want to get your point of view. Yeah. And there's a lot of people on Twitter comparing it to Pogba's challenge. Was Pogba's challenge a red?
I don't think it was. Everyone's going to say bias, and I see someone say this was a foul, and they put Xhaka's face on Pogba's body and was like, but this is a foul. I think the difference is that Xhaka's off the floor, and he catches him more stronger than Pogba does. Pogba grazes his shin pad. Ruben Neves goes,
he takes
actually,
a look first,
you know what, Mike, I think I prefer a foul. Nah, man. And then last week, we got done with the 50-50 kind of thing on Bruno, where he kind of got bodied. Different day, that's a foul. Yeah. But with this whole, basically, get stronger players, stop rolling around. We're not going to give these type of things where you just get a little nick. Yeah. Like, get on with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, with this whole thing going on with the referees, I can see why we're not seeing fouls for them things anymore. But the Xhaka one, I think he's caught him. I don't think it was a leg-breaking tackle. Yeah, of course. But it was out of control, it was messy. And
what's the problem with Xhaka? He, ex-Arsenal captain. I mean, if it wasn't for the big saga that happened with him throwing his armband down, he probably would still be the captain. New contract.
Wow.
How does he keep making the same mistakes?
What's the problem with Xhaka? I think partly the main thing, he's not good enough to be what Arsenal want him to be. I do think at times he takes some unnecessary slack though. There are times where, because Xhaka's quite an experienced player, he's one of the only experienced players that you have. Hence why he's one of the so-called leaders in there with Aubameyang or who else is experienced there. That's really it, isn't it? Like in terms of in that team.
To be fair,
Tierney ain't been there long, but you might want him for captain quality, but hardly on the pitch. Leno, just an experienced player, but he's been there a few seasons. So what I'm saying, there's not many leaders, but Xhaka, I just feel like he's rash. Look at the red card record. I mean, I think it's him, Fernandinho, and someone else. They've got the equal amount of red cards. His disciplinary record's not good. Yeah. And I think as soon as he misperforms, which can happen for him, that incident within the Arsenal fan base seems to have, it will never leave you guys. That must be difficult to kind of, and he was on his way out.
And like, now he's staying.
I don't even know, you probably know more than me, but he looked like he was going to go Roma.
But yeah, he was flirting with Roma.
And then it was like, actually, let's keep him.
I don't know what happened in between them. No, it just went from one thing to here's a new contract. And apparently some extra money as well.
I think it's got, I was talking about this with one of my friends who's an Arsenal fan, and I was saying, surely that can't be a footballing decision. Surely Mikel Arteta hasn't gone to Edu and stuff like that and said, do you know what? Don't let Granit Xhaka go there because I believe in him and actually I want to. Surely it must have been, they're not getting the money that they want because Kroenke wants more money for Xhaka. So they're like, we're not selling him for that. Yeah. And then versus they haven't got the money in to go and get someone else in that position. I just see it, because for that to be a footballing decision is ludicrous. Yeah, I know. I can't see it.
Well, match ban for him.
Look, what is it going to be?
Can it get any worse? Partey's back in training.
Back in training.
So potentially after international break could be back in there.
That might be alright, Lokonga and thing.
See how it goes.
Alright, Lokonga.
It sounds more promising at this point. But let's get on to Aston Villa Brentford. It was a 1-1 draw. Ivan Toney gets his first Premier League goal.
Up Ivan Toney, man.
What a finish as well. Clinical in front of goal, isn't he?
Proper. I'm glad he got his first goal. Yeah. Like he's been working tirelessly, like bringing people into play against you lot first game of the season. I thought he was solid. Against Palace the week after. It was Palace, isn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't. I know it was 0-0, but again, working hard, bringing people into play. Third game away at Villa, packed out, silences the crowd. Nice little finish, man. Because he's been so prolific in the Championship. Yeah. And he's built himself up.
Everyone's a bit worried about him, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in that league.
Can he kick on? And he's in a newly promoted side, obviously. So, good, big goal for him. Big goal for him. And Brentford in general, though, they're impressing.
Anyone that's watched Brentford for the last 2-3 years will know that this is not a surprise.
100%.
Obviously, I don't watch them all the time, but I've watched some of their games, and they've always done pretty well. They've got good recruitment, everything. Unbeaten in the league so far, 3 games. Yeah. Do you think they have what it takes to stay up? I know it's early, but
it's very early. I think it's still going to be tough. It's going to be really difficult for them to stay in the league, but I think their attitude towards games to try and go for teams, not just sit back and
they're not scared at all.
They're not scared. I think that can help them. I think eventually they're going to go through a rough period, you know what I mean? Because if they get, technically after only 3 games, a win and 2 draws that's not a bad return. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? At all. But when you get deeper into the season, they need to obviously get to that 40-point mark and start getting some W's. Their home form is, as you say, with a lot of newly promoted sides, the home form is going to be the real. Yeah. You need to pick up points there. But, on the road against Palace and Aston Villa, 2 draws, brilliant. And a home win against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Aston Villa, no, but it is what it is. Yeah. Aston Villa, Buendia, what a goal.
Brilliant.
What a finish.
He's announced himself there as well.
Yeah.
Again, no better place to score it as well. They had the game before, Danny Ings scores a great goal, and then now they get this from Buendia. That just shows why he's sought after, innit? I know you guys were in for him, lost out in the race to Villa for his signature, but it just shows how they're building with life after Grealish.
Yeah.
Like I think they've bought really well. Ollie Watkins back in the squad now, and it's a big season for Villa. But I do think Dean Smith is right in terms of we've got a better squad now.
They do.
Obviously, Jack Grealish leaving that football club is huge for them. But they've got 100 million and they've bought so well. And a sick goal.
I heard, I saw on Twitter yesterday that Buendia and Martinez, I believe, are allowed to go on some type of international break whilst they've got a Premier League game.
Wow. So, at the Uruguayan FA have said Cavani's they're not going to select him.
Yeah,
because he's going. So the Argentinian FA must have said we're still calling him. It's tight. You know,
they were given permission.
Yeah,
and from what I've seen from Aston Villa fans, only on Twitter though. So happy. I can't. Yeah, but obviously they're not happy. And then saying basically you just want to give. I think the next game's Chelsea, or one next game's Chelsea. And they're saying basically you just want to give them the win at this point.
Have to come back and quarantine
because they are two key players. Martinez has been obviously he's made some errors that last game when he came out with the challenge on Callum Wilson, but two important players, two of their newest signings.
Big miss. I mean, Ollie made some comments about it, saying like, "Oh, I'm not a player anymore, but I know where my bread butter is. I know who my employer is." Sort of saying like, "I wouldn't go." Yeah. But I think you have to be really careful with that because international football, especially for players who are living way away from their home nations, they still have family there. They grew up there, and they've been out of that's their home. Yeah. And you ask some players, past and present, some of them will say, "Nah, I do love representing my country more than club." Some players, us as fans.
We won't get it.
Us as fans, really, we're tribal in it. Like, you know, people, like, look when the Euros were on, we were having like conversations, would you rather win the Euros now or Arsenal win the Champions League, or win the league, or Man United win the league for the first time since 2013? I'd pick Man United win the league. So we don't really get it as that. So I think it is difficult because the Aston Villa fans are obviously going to say they're selfish. You know, we pay their wages and stuff, but I do.
Yeah, I saw that. I said, I think someone said that the Uruguayan FA or whoever it is going to pay for their wages while they're out for the 2 weeks or however long it is.
It's a difficult one. I think as fans, we're emotionally invested in our club, so we're entitled to that view. But I think you also have to have an open mind to, especially players, like I said, coming up.
It means so much to them to play for their national team.
It's a big thing. And these ain't just meaningless friendlies. These are World Cup qualifiers. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So nobody asks for these times from post-pandemic times. I think we just have to live it. There's going to be players who come out of the team with COVID. You guys have had it, like Aubameyang, Ben White.
Mikel Arteta, I think he started it off in the football world.
Do you know what I mean? So it's going to happen. And then you got this where quarantine rules and stuff like that. It's tough.
going to be so many setbacks.
Proper.
It's starting to look a bit better now. But hopefully
starting to settle down.
West Ham, Crystal Palace, 2-2 draw. I wasn't expecting a draw in this game.
I was not. I thought West Ham would deal with them.
Especially how they performed in their last game against Leicester. What's the last game? Yeah, Leicester.
Yeah, I tell you what, Crystal Palace really needed that. Yeah. Like, I was starting to, I mean, I know they've only drawn, but they've scored their first goals of the season in the league. Yeah. Well, no, just at all, because they lost against Watford in the Carabao Cup. Patrick, you know, you kind of want him to do well. I want him to do well. And I started to worry. No goals going into your fourth game of the season, though, in all competitions. And if they would have got a hiding off West Ham, you just start to worry. I'm sure
they were expecting to go there, though, I could be wrong, but the way West Ham have been on form, Antonio especially, like...
Exactly, so to go and do that shows real good character, and they come from losing positions twice. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Gallagher, like, I'm not going to reveal my team of the week yet, but, you know, big...
Good shout. I forgot about him. No, but for real, like, he you know, he's in the last game, he kissed the net, or was it, no, the frame of the goal?
Yeah, be coming close. And the second goal he scored, great feat. But I think West Ham will be really disappointed that they didn't win that, though. Not because they outperformed Crystal. I just think with their own performance, they allowed Crystal Palace, you know, obviously chances that they took, and with how confident and the moment that West Ham are in, how the good football that they're playing. That first goal they scored.
Good goals, man.
Brilliant team goal. Yeah. Brilliant team goal. And on Antonio, I just think he's becoming more polished. Like, he's always aggressive. He's always giving fullbacks and centre-backs something to think about. He's quick, he's strong, he's powerful. But he needed to add that bit of finesse to his game, that little bit of composure to his game in the final third. And he's starting to get it. He's getting assists. He's not greedy. Even though he's in the moment of his career, smashing records, he's still a team player. And that goal there for 4 now is just to have the calmness to chop back, then set him, then get it back, then set again.
It's exciting football as well.
100%.
And speaking of records, Antonio's 4 goals and 3 assists makes him only the 3rd player in Premier League history to be involved in 7 goals in sides opening 3 matches, and that comes after Thierry Henry in the 04-05 season, Didier Drogba 10-11 season, and do you think, I know it's early days, I have to ask these questions. Could he be a candidate for Golden Boot?
You know, when you get some players who, they might not be renowned for being prolific across their whole career, but they have that one season where they could be up there. I think if West Ham, it's going to be difficult for West Ham when the Europa League kicks in. They've got to manage their squad and stuff, so we might see a dip in performance then. But if they can keep performing at the level that they are with the team that they got, and he's so confident right now. He's their top scorer in Premier League history.
Exactly.
Like, I think it'll be difficult for him to get the Golden Boot, but I can see him having a really good season, 15 plus.
I have to ask, ex-Man United manager, what's your thoughts on David Moyes and what he's doing with the team?
Brilliant.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm not gonna hate because he had a horrible time at Man United and it was horrendous, which it was, and it was the right thing to obviously move him on. But he had to come with a lot of pressure going there because he almost had to rebuild his reputation. Because when he left Everton, he's been there a very, very long time. Stabilised them in the Premier League, used to compete against some of the bigger teams and make them difficult to beat. He'd come with good stock, hence the reason why he ended up even getting the United job then. But I think his reputation took a hammering after United, and to go to West Ham and turn them around like this, get them Europe, where they could have even potentially have knocked on the door for Champions League, just fell off a little bit. Yeah. You have to big ratings, man. West Ham fans are super happy right now, and they've retained a lot of their best players. Chupin, Souček, Declan Rice, getting the best out of Antonio. Antonio's game's gone up at a different level. Antonio wasn't playing at this level before. Definitely big up David Moyes, have to.
He made a comment about saying the London Stadium pitch is not up to Premier League standard.
Who did?
David Moyes.
Did he say that?
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that? It doesn't look that bad. He looks alright to me.
Yeah, you need binoculars to see. Maybe he needs that. I don't know. But in terms of the pitch, the surface, I don't know. That's a weird one. Unless he just feels what fans feel when you go there. Have you been there?
I was at that Leicester game, the 4-1.
Oh yeah, you just randomly rocked up there. I'm bored watching my team. I'm just gonna go watch some goals.
Sometimes just do that. I go to Man United games sometimes.
Hey, when you need a ticket,
if I've got nothing to do, I just go to random games.
Come see him. You know what I mean? I mean, you need a ticket. I'll see you out.
Thanks. I actually might. I mean, it might be better than what I see this season. He wants
to see the big players.
Yeah, he does. Let's move on to Liverpool. Actually, before I move on to that, I haven't looked at any comments. Let's see what the comments are saying. I don't want to miss any super chats. Andrew C saying, oh, here we go. LOL Pippa, how can you skirt over the fact that the first time in history Spurs are top and Arsenal are bottom of the league? Big up Flex United view, Viva Ronaldo. I haven't. I spoke about it yesterday. I've been speaking about it since it happened. I've not forgotten. I will not forget. I feel like I'm in the Matrix. It's insane that we've got to this point. It's so bad for Arsenal that not only are we bottom, Tottenham are top. Like, you couldn't make this up. If you would have told me this 5 years ago that it was going to get this bad and that's going to happen, I'd be like, no chance.
It is only 3 games though.
It doesn't matter. You do not want to see your table looking like that at all.
Trying to make you feel a bit better.
Doz says, after the 3 Premier League matches, I've not been more convinced that Spurs will never be top 4, let alone be in title contenders. But they will be in Europa League. Let them celebrate their moment. We'll get on to Spurs. We'll get on to how they will do this season. But let's talk about that big game. I actually didn't manage to watch that whole game, Liverpool-Chelsea. Yeah. Because I stayed in Manchester so long because I was depressed and I just needed to calm down before I drove home. Went to get a bite to eat. But people in the restaurant were watching the game on their phone. So I saw the key moments, the red cards, the handball.
I covered it here. I was hosting here on Don Robbie for it. So I covered the watch along. Big up Doyle and Lewis. If you know, you know. You saw them two going at it.
What is it?
Pippa.
What happened?
It started off as like, but it was bad. It was nothing. I don't want to say there was anything worse than bad. But sure? It got a bit. Me and X.
It got heated.
Yeah, Doyle was like, "You lad." I don't even know a Scouse accent, whatever. But he was just like, "You, mate, I'm not even gonna swear. It's not past 9 p.m.
Oh my
And then Lewis was just chucking it, getting the trophy, just annoying him. But it was good banter. But on the game, I thought Doyle was getting annoyed, and I even saw James Redmond after the game. Big up James Redmond. Yeah. A lot of Liverpool fans saying, "Look at them. Well, who was that? Was that Chelsea or was that Burnley?"
Oh, really?
10 men, 11 men behind, 10 men behind the ball, boring. And I was saying to Doyle, I said, "Listen, as a neutral, I'm seeing Tuchel just outsmart Klopp here. You know, in the first half before that the incident happened with Reece James, It was Chelsea in the ascendancy.
Yeah.
They were just, when they didn't have the ball, they were being compact and they were nicking it off them. And in transition, they just didn't make good enough decisions in the final moments. And Tuchel spoke about that after the game. And I agreed with him because I was saying that during the game.
Yeah.
They got into transitions in spaces at the edge of Liverpool's box where they needed to slide in Mason Mount, or Lukaku needed to pass it earlier, or they should have passed to Lukaku earlier.
Yeah, I saw Mason Mount had a really good chance. But
Mason Mount had a good chance, just wide. Like they had chances to maybe, they were looking the more likely of the teams. And then that decision changed everything. The Reece James situation.
Ruined the game, do you reckon?
It did ruin the game. And we were talking about it, and I think, according to the rules, it's the double whammy. You get the pen and you get the red card.
Do you think it's a red card?
I don't think it's a red card, no. I feel like, okay, cool, you're stopping a goal scoring opportunity on the line. So if we're gonna go down that line, if that was in the centre circle, the ref's just gonna blow and say, handball, like, okay, cool, take a free kick quick. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to give you a yellow card.
Probably not even a booking, no.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't on purpose. Reece James' primary thing, it wasn't like a Suarez off the line, you deliberately hitting the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just kind of, he's moving to try and get his knee on it, and it's hit off his knee and gone his arm.
Yeah.
It's prevented a goal, so it should be a penalty. I get that. But I don't think they should be red cards. I think the rules need to be looked at there.
But they have though, they've been changed recently.
That needs to be changed
different
again.
areas of the game as well.
Yeah, that needs to be changed again. Because I swear, even Tuchel said at the end of the game, he's like, I don't know what is and what isn't anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so confusing. Managers don't know, players don't know.
Exactly. There was a time where I swear they went with the last man thing. Remember when David Luiz got sent off against Wolves?
Yeah.
And it
with
was
the back
like,
of his knee or something like that.
If he would have made an attempt to get it and missed, then it wouldn't. But because he doesn't make an attempt, but he stops and goes, so it's a double whammy.
The rules are so confusing.
Then they were doing like the whole, if it's a red card, if it's a pen on a foul, we're not going to give the red card as well because we're not going to, again, double punish. I don't know where we are. I don't know where we are anymore.
It is a bit of a shame.
100%.
Even I saw the reaction initially from Reece James. He was so confused. He was looking like, what? Yeah. Not like those ones like, what do you mean, ref? He was just like, I don't understand what's happening right now.
You can and in the replay, you clearly see it hits his, because they're saying they're not even going to give handballs anymore for when it hits off the leg, then onto the arm.
That's not your fault though, is it?
Exactly, but then they're saying if it stops a goal scoring opportunity, I just think it needs clearing up. Or maybe it's clear, but it's just wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But the game, but what I will say is, just to talk about the game again, big up to Liverpool, big up to Chelsea.
Resilient, 10 men.
There was no doubt in my mind that they weren't going to capitulate. And again, that pissed a lot of Liverpool fans off. They're celebrating like they won.
Back down.
Mate, you played against 10 men for 45 minutes and couldn't really
What
do
I did
anything.
see though, obviously I was glancing at the phone, I did see that even though they went down to 10 men, they were still able to create chances.
Yeah.
So they didn't just sit back and think, right, let's defend.
First 10 minutes of the second half, and Tuchel said it in his post-match interview after the game, he was like, first 10 minutes, you got to survive and you got 10 minutes, your back's against the wall. Then there was a period in the game when they thought, maybe we can try and, maybe nick one. Lukaku had a chance that was kind of blocked. And they looked like they could kind of put a little bit of pressure on. And then the last kind of 5-10 minutes again, you got to survive again. But that's what you got to do when you've got 10 men. And they've done it. Brilliant point for them.
A lot of fans have said, even a United fan, Unique said yesterday that he thinks Chelsea could win the league this season.
Of course they can, 100%.
Do you think it's like straight up Chelsea?
Not like they're dedefinitely going to win, but they're definitely going to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to be really consistent. Tuchel, literally, he's bought one player because he had such a good basis to work on.
They look even. It's a big statement to make, but they look unbeatable. Not unbeatable, like hard to beat.
100%. I predicted a 1-1 for that game as well because I just thought two decent defences. Chelsea hard to beat. And can score goals.
They just look well-drilled and just...
Well-drilled, well-organised. The back five that they play isn't negative. I disagree with Liverpool fans saying they didn't try to win the game. They didn't do a Burnley. They didn't do a Norwich going to Anfield, just sit back. They put them under serious pressure. Yeah. Then they went down to 10 men for an unfortunate incident and you couldn't break them down. It's your problem. Liverpool fans just being salty.
All right, there's some goals in this game. Brighton 0, Everton 2. Talk to me about this game. I mean, this weekend I actually didn't want to watch any football. I did not, but I tried to. I did.
You have to, man. You got. You know what I mean? This is what you do now. You have to talk about all sport, all games.
Everton and Brighton's perfect start to the season with their first win at Brighton since, you'll never guess this, I don't think.
How long? What, like, I don't know.
April 1983.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's mad.
It's mad, isn't it?
That's mad. Yeah. Big win for them. And
Rafa.
You know what? Rafa Benitez, I said at the beginning before the season started, how much pressure's on him. Massive pressure.
Pressure?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why.
Only because of the whole Liverpool connection?
Yeah, but like I'm talking about from his own fans. Because a lot of Everton fans, I think, would have been in two minds. But the only thing that's going to settle them down is results.
Yeah.
Because if, let's say it went the opposite way and he started like Patrick Vieira and had like 3 poor games straight away.
Yeah.
He hasn't
They'll be calling for his head already, I reckon.
Yeah, or maybe not calling for his head, but it just makes it really difficult because they don't have that love and allegiance to him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because of the Liverpool connection. So if it goes wrong early, he's in trouble. But he's done completely the opposite. They look quite solid.
7 points in 3 games.
Exactly. He can't really same return as us.
Yeah.
You know, he's looked pretty good. He's looked pretty solid. And Damari Gray, what a goal. He's had a good start.
Yeah, that's why he scored already as well, hasn't he? 2 goals now.
They only paid like 1 point something million for him.
Is that it?
And he's been on loan last year in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Not really featured that much. He's trying to reignite his career after Leicester.
This could be the team for him. This could be the right blue.
Exactly. So really pleasing for him. And what a goal as well. Weaker foot, straight past the fullback, cross goal. Sanchez, no chance of stopping that. Calvert-Lewin, another goal, pen again, ripped the ball off.
That penalty, Richarlison wasn't happy that he didn't get to take the penalty. And he said on Instagram, for those who don't know here, there's a hierarchy where I waited for 3 years to get my turn.
Oh, is it?
Drama inside the camp.
He put that out on Instagram?
I've got the quote here. Drama inside.
That's on Richarlison's Instagram right now.
That's on his Instagram. So obviously you watched the game, you saw the frustration that the ball got to, he clearly wanted to take the penalty. Yeah. And he's, I'm like that, I'm a bit hot-headed. I'll get annoyed and then I'll go on social media and start talking nonsense.
Is that what he does? Even on the post?
It's happened, you've gone into change rooms, you've won, you've changed, you've gone home.
He celebrated after when he scored though. I was when you
but you posted this on Instagram after it's all happened.
After, because that means it's still pissing him off.
Yeah.
That also means as well, he's obviously taking pelters from maybe the Everton fan base or people atting him saying, you shouldn't have done this. But clearly, I don't know, for him to say that, what was the quote? What did he say?
For those who don't know here, there is a hierarchy where I waited 3 years to get my turn.
What are you saying? What are you saying to big man DCL?
Like basically, you're below me. Sit down. You're not the man.
Or was he told you're gonna be the penalty taker? But because
maybe
Richarlison, because Calvert-Lewin scored the last one and he's the man now, isn't it? He's becoming a bit like Mr. Everton. He's the man. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he was told, that sounds a little bit like, I was told I was the man. I was told I was the penalty taker. Yeah. And all of a sudden, Calvert-Lewin's getting a nod.
I know I don't want to bring this up again, but even when he scored that penalty in the last game, I just felt like that was his way of saying, why didn't Southgate select me in the Euros to take a penalty? I know it's a bit of a reach, but it's like him saying, I know how to take a penalty.
I can take pens, yeah. But was he even on the pitch then?
Oh, no, he wasn't on the pitch, but like he could have brought him on.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
He's a forward, he's a penalty taker.
Yeah.
And then again, he's not in the hierarchy at Everton, according to Richarlison.
Then is he going to be in the hierarchy at England?
Exactly.
I can't believe he posted that.
Yeah, not can I? It's mad.
But then again, I'm not surprised from Richarlison. Richarlison's that fiery character. Yeah. He's like a bit like Marmite.
Let's see what the comments are saying. I missed the Liverpool comments, but everyone's talking about Spurs.
Yeah, we need to get there.
Dillian saying Dominic Calvert-Lewin is their penalty taker. Richie, I don't know, he's made up a name for him, needs to sit down. Oh, damn. Statman says Calvert-Lewin is a striker, Richarlison is the winger. He's not Bruno, he's not on pens. Don't worry, we're getting to Spurs. We are getting to Spurs, guys. Everyone's saying talk about Spurs. We're getting there. We are getting there. Everyone can't wait for that one. But before we get there, Newcastle 2, Southampton 2. At least they're still scoring goals, Newcastle.
Do you know what? Yeah, Newcastle, I feel for Newcastle.
It's sad,
fans.
Isn't it?
They just can't get any luck. I was watching the highlights come through as, like St. Maxim scored late on, and you're thinking, Newcastle's just going to finally get that little.
But that's a good feeling for the fans. Just at least they're getting the goals.
Give them a little bit of a boost. You know what I mean? They're always going through the Mike Ashley thing. They're always getting angry at Steve Bruce, and there's always just discontent over there. But they just couldn't hold on. Definite penalty. Don't know what Lascelles is doing. Definite penalty on Armstrong. I think he brought him down. They just can't get over the line. They've got good spirit though. You know, they've got some decent attacking players there. Obviously, St. Maximin, massive threat.
Wilson,
he was good all game. Callum Wilson doing his thing. Good goal scorer. Joe Willock. I don't think, did he play? I can't remember. I don't think I saw him play, but he's going to be positive for them. Hopefully, Almiron wears his heart on his sleeve. Always puts in a good shift. They've got some decent players there, but I think they're always going to be in this sort of position where the inconsistency is going to always have pressure on Steve Bruce, always. Which he always He manages to keep them safe in the end.
But do you think this is the season they'll be safe? They've got more teams in relegation, but they've got Arsenal to worry about now.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. I think he's always going to be under pressure. As long as they're not winning games, he's always going to be under pressure. And Southampton do what Southampton do. You know what I mean? They work hard.
James Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse, penalty
This
again.
guy.
Solid.
He has been, I think it was England's under-20 World Cup or something I watched. That's when I first came across this kid. And I was like, who is this man?
And you know
I'm surprised he's not played at a big, no disrespect to Southampton.
A bigger
I'm surprised no
club.
one else has come in for him because he's like one of the best.
Was it Villa was trying to get him, weren't they?
Were they?
Yeah, and then he ended up signing a new deal. They put a couple of bids in for him. And then they had to, they lost Vestergaard, they lost Bertrand, they lost Danny Ings, couldn't let Ward-Prowse go.
Yeah. Because they're always letting their good players go.
Exactly. And he only signed a new deal last year.
Yeah.
So they're really saying, look, here's more money, stay, better improved terms. But just on Ward-Prowse, I think he's so much more as well than a set-piece specialist.
No, but he is though.
He obviously is a set-piece specialist. His free kicks are like pens. Like it's like if he gets a free kick, you know what it's like. You're shook.
Yeah.
You're shook because it's hitting target minimum.
Yeah.
And his corners, unbelievable delivery. So he is a set-piece specialist, but even on the ball, with how he uses the ball as a central midfielder, he's actually really good. Yeah. He's a really good player. I really like him. And I just think he gets. It's a bit of a It's like a bit of a injustice to him, to only get labelled as a set-piece
specialist. It is a bit unfair, but he is that good.
100%.
Like anytime you get a free kick, you wish you had a James Ward-Prowse in your team. Like, do you know what I mean?
Proper.
Right, guys. Tottenham's coming, but I want to talk about your team first.
Yeah.
Wolves 0, Man United 1. Not the performance I was expecting from Man United at all. No. I genuinely thought, as much as I was here yesterday, just trying to wind up Neeks and siding with the Wolves fan, siding with Matt, I just thought Man United 2-0 win, easy. Then the game started and it was all Wolves.
I didn't think it'd be easy. Man United fans will tell you.
They always struggle with Wolves, but I thought...
We always struggle at Wolves. Always. We won on the last day of last season when there was only a few fans there, a few thousand fans. That don't count. When it's packed out of Molineux, we struggle. And we struggled from the off. That was what you call a proper smash and grab performance.
Yeah, it was.
You're not at your best. You're not going to get many chances. It was either going to be a set piece or a moment of brilliance. And you needed to keep a clean sheet to try and give yourself a chance to win that game because we weren't going to get a couple of goals in that.
Yeah.
Our first couple of minutes, Fred gives the ball away.
Oh yeah, that touch was horrible.
Second one, they're clean through. Fred could clear it up, gives it straight back to I think Trincao.
Thank Wan-Bissaka for that one.
Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm one of his biggest critics in terms of going forward. In terms of going forward, defensively, for reasons like this. Yeah. Because I want to see more from him. I want to see him improve, and I think he can improve with the ball at his feet. Defensively, I obviously sitting in the away end, you see it. There's a way to our right, and I'm thinking, this is a goal. 100%.
Oh yeah, you were there.
Yeah, 100%. And I just, from where I was, I couldn't see that it wasn't on the line.
Yeah.
But same thing, it's gone past the hair. It's a goal.
Yeah.
Spider-Man calls himself, he's got the spider emojis in his own social media. He buys into that in his little Premier League. You know when they take the pictures and they do the thing?
Oh yeah, I see it. Oh yeah, I saw that.
He's doing it. He's Spider-Man.
I was thinking, how is that the official picture for Sky Sports?
He's Spider-Man. They're like, right, Aaron, what's your pose going to be? I'm Spider-Man.
Wow.
This is what I do. I've got long legs that can reach anything.
Yeah.
And that was a certain goal. Only he could stop that unbelievable reaction.
Yeah.
And again, just lucky, just really, really lucky to get the win. But to give credit to us, thought Varane looked very comfortable.
Yeah, he did.
Good for him. Jadon Sancho needs more time.
Not the best game for him.
Not the best game for him.
He went missing. People commenting, Sancho playing. I was like, wait, actually, is he?
It wasn't his game. It's his first game. He'll get there, innit? Like, I just think the intensity wasn't really there for him running. I don't think he's a runner. He doesn't run in behind and stretch teams. He wants the ball to feet a lot. Yeah. He makes good decisions on the ball though, in terms of keeping it simple. But obviously, we're going to want more from him. But he'll get there. But yeah, lucky. And Mason Greenwood. Man.
Let's talk about the lead up to Greenwood's goal.
Yeah.
Was it? We spoke about it a bit earlier. Yeah. Was it a foul on Neves? Because Souness, I know he's not Pogba's biggest fan at all, but it's getting a bit ridiculous. He called it a leg breaker on Sky Sports. A leg breaker.
A leg breaker. Look.
I was bantering yesterday saying, that's a foul. Obviously, I know it's not.
Yeah.
But Souness goes the extra mile.
Listen, Souness is going to do this. Anything to do with Man United and Paul Pogba. You see now Souness used to play the game. You see what he used to do. I know it's a different era. But when Souness is ready, he does the hard man thing. Players just need to get on with it. It's hardly touched him. Why has he gone down? Yeah. But now in this instance, he wants to move the goalpost and give it the whole, that's a leg breaking tackle. He's just chatting rubbish. I'm not interested. And that's not even with the Man United bias. With this whole thing of what the shift in the physicality where they're not giving fouls for certain things.
Yeah.
We saw Bruno kind of get bodied last week, which could have been a foul in last season. Probably would have.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit undecided on that. When I saw it first in front of me at Southampton, I thought, oh, come on, Bruno, you've got to be stronger there. But when I saw the replay, I was like, well, he's kind of a foul. You can't just come across someone and just... Even Brendan Rodgers the next day against West Ham was saying that was a foul the other day. So we're shifting away from that. So with what we're shifting away from, Paul Pogba grazes him on his shin pad where it turns.
Shift the shin pad, yeah.
Then Neves goes to run off and goes to see the ball over there. And then he turns around to Mike Dean and goes, you know what?
Let me just try to get a foul.
Nah. With everything that's been going on with the shift from what is and isn't a foul, it's not a foul. It's not a foul.
But do we actually know, though? The rules are changing every day.
100%.
Do we know?
100%.
Do we know?
It could have been given as a foul.
Because actually, I'm sure you were sitting there thinking, this could be a red.
Yeah.
You just don't know anymore like, what the refs are going to do.
There was no replay, so obviously you're there, innit?
Yeah, so you just think...
You don't get to see replay. So I didn't know how he'd caught him. I just saw Neves lying down, and then we've gone to score from it. So I'm thinking the only thing that can obviously disallow it is if they say it's a foul. But I wasn't sure how high it was. Did he catch him? Did he dive? Then obviously we just see that the goal was given. But
I'm going to assume that every single United away fan that was there was thinking that goal's not going to be allowed. Because did you celebrate or did you think...
I'll be honest with you, there was just scenes in the away end.
Oh, they were just celebrating.
Yeah, no one
we didn't really get to see that properly.
It was scenes in the away end. We didn't even really stop to go, but actually, what's going to go on with that? We did see him on the floor, but we done the whole... it's like at away. You don't know, you only see the thing, you go, get up, whatever. You don't really know. We can't see. And then obviously it's just pandemonium in the away end because we scored in it. So no one was really scared because we was just going nuts. Yeah.
Charlie says if that was Xhaka making the tackle, he would have got deported. Oh my gosh. Zero says Souness was attempting murder with his passes. So he's agreeing with me there. Right, we're going to get on to... Actually, no. Before we get on to Spurs...
Stop trying to avoid the inevitable.
No, literally all the comments are saying... But there's other talking points about Man United I want to get through first. So, wasn't the greatest of performances. Do you think Man United have enough to compete for the league this season?
The squad's there to do it, of course.
You don't sound confident.
No.
Your tone just dipped a little bit.
No, to compete for the league. I've said, even before we signed Ronaldo, people who watch my channel, people who watch me, even on here, I've said it, like, we've got to compete. With that team, even without Ronaldo, I'm saying you add Sancho and you add Varane to that squad, to the squad that comes second last year, it's enough to compete. Yes, we do need a defensive midfielder, as you can see with Fred yesterday. Until we get that midfield sorted, it will be difficult to win the league. But to challenge and be in the conversation, now you've got Ronaldo.
Yeah, talk to me about Ronaldo, man. What was your... I actually haven't seen anyone's content this weekend because, like I said, I was trying to shut myself off from the football world. But what was your initial reaction when, first of all, when you heard he was going to City, and then it was like the U-turn, he's going to United?
Couldn't believe it. Like in the couple of days before he signed for us, when it's the rumblings of City, I'll be honest with you, I'm saying I'm not getting emotionally invested in that. That's not going to happen.
Really?
Because I'm like, that's not going to happen. He won't go
How was
City.
you so sure that he was not going to happen? I actually was convinced he was going.
No, when it was really early, probably a bit of ignorance and, probably a little bit of, because he means so much to the United fans and we're just like, that. I was just like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I tell you, obviously I was live on Sky Sports in the studio on Friday.
When it was announced?
Not when it was announced we got him. When it was really, like, he's cleared out his locker at Juventus. Allegri's
gone,
on the plane. He's leaving. And it's going to be City. So I'm then trying to keep a check on my emotions. Now I'm like, rah. This is actually happening, and my blood's starting to boil live on set.
Yeah.
So I'm and then as soon as we left, and I was listening to Ollie's press conference on the way up, and he dropped the bombs. He was kind of just dropping little things.
Yeah.
And it was when they asked him, they was like, "So come on, Ollie, like, a player like Ronaldo's available. Why would Man United not even try?" And then he was like, "Listen," and he knew before the press conference we signed him. That's the man. That's the man.
Has that been confirmed?
He knew. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All the reports afterwards are saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knew before that press conference.
Right.
But now it all makes sense. So they said, why didn't you try and get him? He goes, look, we didn't know that Ronaldo was going to be available. If he's ever to leave Juventus, he knows we're here.
Yeah,
Bruno's been talking to him. This is me. He knows we're here.
Yeah.
He knows we're here. So Man United fans were going off, and then very, very quickly, it was just within a couple of hours, he was our player again. And it was just nuts. All yesterday in the away end.
It's the maddest transfer window.
It was singing Viva Ronaldo. All the fans.
Ooh, all of that.
Crazy.
Everyone's been saying, Glazers out and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Shirt sales are going to go through the roof, mate.
They are going to go through
the roof. Glazers ain't going nowhere.
No, 100%. And they asked me this on Sky today, actually, because they were like, does this mean the pressure's easing? And I think Gary Neville spoke about it well. Man United fans know, even some Arsenal fans are messaging me saying, see, man, what are you moaning about, man? Look, you just got Sancho, Varane and Ronaldo.
Literally.
And I see from fans who obviously
on the outside
don't follow, it can seem like that. I get it. we've made a lot of noise, we've done our protests, and now this is the result of our transfer window. We even got a lick of paint on the stadium.
Oh, is it? Emirates
yeah,
did that? Have you seen Emirates?
Yeah, it looks a bit tired.
Yeah.
It looks a bit rusty, you know what I mean? But no, look, I'm not going to go into it now. It's not a Man United channel. I'm not going to bore everyone with that. But Man United fans know, innit, what the real thing is with the Glazers, and we're not going to have the wool pulled over our eyes by a few signings. Even before the transfer window started, before we'd got Sancho, before we got Varane, Man United fans, we're saying you can get us Mbappe, Neymar, and Ronaldo in this window. It ain't going to change what we know you lot are doing. So yeah, only time will tell whether they're going to change their ways. This is a good start.
Yeah.
And giving the stadium a lick of paint, but that you're supposed to. I'm not going to praise you for getting a red plate. Yeah, 100%. Like, it's the biggest stadium in the league. We're the biggest club in the world.
I love the fact you did that.
Only because I'm talking to you, because you're going to be like, well, no, because
I've got no argument for no one at this point in time. Case is closed.
So yeah, cut a long story short, I'm not going to give them credit for doing what the stadium shouldn't even be getting tired. The training ground shouldn't even be getting tired. Yeah. So the fact that you're doing your job, I'm not going to do that. And then I want to see year on year, the interaction with the fans getting some ownership, the fans having more say. Yeah. All them things still ain't happened yet, so we'll see. That's enough United talk for me. Now let's get on to what everyone wants to talk about. Yeah. The only team to win every game in the league so far, Tottenham Hotspur. Yeah. Early days, as I said, for every team that's doing well or not doing well. Yeah. But Spurs, their fans must be buzzing. 100% they are. With all the saga of Harry Kane that's been going on beforehand and throughout, 3 games, 3 wins, 9 points, top of the table. Their rivals in North London bottom. This is the perfect. This is the perfect time to be a Spurs fan. Yeah. Worst time to be me. You can't. I know obviously from the Arsenal point of view, it's going to hurt and stuff, but you can't say that they shouldn't feel happy right now. They've had to change manager. Mm-hmm. They've had to contemplate Mr. Tottenham leaving, which looked certain that he was going to go Man City. They get that W and keep him. And Nuno gets them playing. They beat Man City on the first game of the season without Kane. Forgot to mention 3 clean sheets. Someone just reminded me there. 3 clean sheets. Haven't conceded a goal. They've got Romero in as a centre half, but they've gone with Sanchez and Dyer, who a lot of Tottenham fans I've seen kind of criticise. They don't really like those two as a pairing. They've got Tanganga at right back, but other than that, they've got Aurier and Doherty, so they need strength there. But they've gone with the youngster who looks good. Reguilon's doing his thing. Yeah. So, and they're top of the league. Like, what if they look good? You can't want Spurs fans to be like, oh, we're not going to. They've got to be happy. I can see that. Title contenders? Nah, not for me. Whoa, that phrase just ended quickly. Not for me. I mean, I think though, now they've held on to Harry Kane, I think they could shock people in terms of having a better season. Yeah, but how long can they hold on to him for? Because that tweet was very cryptic, saying this summer. Yeah. That to me thinks he's going in January. Yeah. I don't think there's no way Daniel Levy. Yeah. There's no way Daniel Levy will go through all of that to keep him. Then let him go in January. I'll be very shocked if that happens. Like Daniel Levy don't play. Do you know what I mean? That's not a very Daniel Levy like move. Stormy, I think it says Stormy saying top 4 for sure. And Tim says Tottenham have a good organised manager. There'll be a big difference for them this season. Yeah. So like last season they had a great start as well. Had organised manager in Jose Mourinho. Yeah, but it changed after Christmas for them. I don't know what happened with Mourinho. Yeah. He does that with teams. You know. 100%. But hopefully for Spurs fans, can't believe I'm saying this, if they continue to do well under Nuno and be organised, they can have a way better season than they did last season. 100%. It can give them the platform, 100%, to push for Europe. That's what I was saying about. I don't think they'll be in contention for the league because City are too good. Chelsea are too good. And you're going to put yourself in there too. And I'm going to say our squad compared to theirs is way better on paper. So I think those are the teams that will be ahead of them 4 teams. So, but they've got a chance to gate crash. Do you know what I mean? Them, Leicester. To disrupt something. Yeah, 100%. That Conference League's a load of rubbish. They're going to play a weakened team in that a lot of the time until it gets. I haven't even paid attention to that. Are they doing well in it? I think they lost a game and won a game. I didn't realise, Kane's first game back. No offence, I just haven't paid attention to it. Rubbish. It's a load of nonsense. But so Spurs fans won't really care about that. But then again, it's something to win. Yeah, it's something to win. If Nuno can win that, we will laugh at it. But they will hail him as manager because they've won something. They've had seasons where they've been good. They've played good football. They've come close. They've got good players, but they will forever be bantered because they haven't won nothing. 100%. So if they do win, that's a big thing for them to win. But you know what though? You know they say that's Audi? Spursy, like it's a very Spursy thing. It would be typical of Spurs who haven't won anything in ages. Then the thing they do win is this new dead Europa Conference thing that just means you only get into the Europa.
Yeah.
Like, but no disrespect to Spurs, you have to rate the start. You have to rate that they've not conceded. Yeah. It's 3 games though, innit? It's 3 games and they're entitled to feel happy. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, it's true. It's the first time in Tottenham's league history that they've started the season with 3 wins and not scoring a goal. First time in their whole history.
So there you go. So
this is the best start to their season.
And it's international break now where there's not going to be any club football. So you're going to go into it on a high, getting gassed. 100%.
Can we talk about Son though? Because obviously as an Arsenal fan, you know how much I don't like this team, but I've always, I cannot not praise this guy. Yeah. That free kick was sensational. I'm
going to disagree that free kick was sensational.
What? I didn't expect him to go for goal.
He's trying to cross it.
No, he didn't.
He's just whipping it in that area, man.
No, he went for goal.
You went for goal?
It looked like it to me.
Maybe I'm getting it wrong. I saw it as and Batman's had a bit of a stink there. I think Batman's got to do better. I don't know. To be fair, on Son in general, wicked player.
I was actually
really
disappointed that he decided to stay at Spurs.
Yeah.
I just thought
maybe
that it was a time
to
move on to another club. But
maybe
he's happy there. He brings in all this international 100%. Brand awareness and he's a good
Spurs
player.
Well.
Yeah,
he really
loves the club.
Him.
Yeah.
And he's been fantastic for them. Maybe he knew Harry Kane was always going to stay.
Maybe. They're boys, isn't it? Are they boys off the pitch? I think so.
I don't know, but they definitely close on it. Yeah, they seem cool. But yeah, he's a wicked player, man. On and off the pitch, even in his interviews.
Yeah, he just seems like a proper nice guy.
Let's like Sacco. Like you can't. There's certain players that you just can't hate.
Yeah.
And he's one of them for me, anyway.
Yeah. Alex Hutchison says, this super chat here says it's a bit too early calling Spurs title contenders. Our squad isn't good enough. If we don't sign a Cam, we're going to struggle around December. So he's probably saying the same thing as last season.
Lo Celso's supposed to be that guy. Ndombele don't want to be there anymore.
Yeah.
So they don't really have. Since Eriksen, they haven't really found a
replacement. There's a bit. Everyone was begging me to talk about Spurs, but now you're not even saying positive stuff about them. So
no, I am.
No, not you. The comments. It's like you wanted me to talk about Spurs to banner them. I don't
Maybe that's why
understand.
they wanted to get there because they ain't winning no league.
Sad is saying you're deluded if you believe Spurs will finish top 4. Aaron saying Spurs will be 7th by Christmas.
I think it's going to capitulate, yeah.
Joey saying Spurs dropped 23 points from winning positions last season and finished 24 points behind City. Okay.
They're not going to win the league. They're not.
Yeah, but
they're not going to be in the
They should compete for a European position.
They should compete is the word, 100%. Yeah. Now they've kept Harry Kane and they've now got a calming. They've steadied the ship. They can, goals change everything, innit? Once Harry Kane
they should have even scored more yesterday, to be fair.
They should have scored more.
Harry Kane's chance, Dele Alli's chance, that just went wide of the post.
They did, and Watford tried. Watford had a couple of chances earlier on, you know what I mean, and made it a bit difficult. And then after the goal, I think that maybe the heads dropped, and some of the refereeing decisions as well were a little bit dodgy. Mariner doing a Mariner, but they had chances to score more, but I think Watford kind of held their heads high, so they didn't. Have a worse result, which is good for them because they need that confidence. But yeah, I just feel like eventually, and I think you know what the funny thing is, maybe obviously I don't know the whole fan base, but I think even Spurs fans will probably have a little bit in the back of their head.
Like, let's not get too excited.
Eventually, like this will peter out and we'll have some difficult moments. But listen, after the.
You've got to enjoy every moment at this point.
For the last 18 months that we've had just in society, and football now being back with fans there, listen.
You just got to enjoy every moment.
Enjoy every moment, man. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you want Spurs fans to do? Not be happy that they're top of the league, haven't conceded a goal, and their biggest rivals are bottom of the league. And they've kept Harry Kane, and they got a new manager.
There's probably Spurs fans throwing parties right now.
100%.
Little barbecue
today.
Do you know what I mean?
Fans are back. Yeah. Every team, I'll say it there, every team of every club, enjoy whatever happens. Celebrate every goal like it's the last. Celebrate every win like you don't know where your next win's coming from, man. Look, we ain't been at football for ages, man. Enjoy it.
The comments are giving me jokes. Everyone's like, it's conflicted. Some people are saying it was a cross for Son.
It's a cross, man.
No, some people are saying it's a shot. They were going for goal. No, it's undecided, but you say it's a cross. I say it was a shot. Yeah. Who knows? I want to win at the Emirates so bad I can't wait. I think that's from a Spurs fan. Not entirely sure. Yeah. I'm not being salty. I'm not being salty. I've actually praised Tottenham there. Have I not done well?
I think you've been right. Yeah, you've been impartial.
I've been impartial.
Yeah.
Mate. All right, let's get on to the next game. I didn't actually manage to watch Burnley Leeds, but it was a 1-1 draw. Exciting game, no?
It was alright actually. It was alright. It was Burnley being characteristically Burnley. You know, Tarkowski, Header hit the bar. Chris Wood got the goal for them, bit of a messy one, but again, they kept the pressure
going. You can
going
always kind of rely on Chris Wood, to be fair.
100%, putting pressure on Leeds from set pieces. Goodmanson, a couple of shots. McNeil, enough crosses. It was a Burnley performance.
Yeah.
Rafinha had a great chance on his right foot. Should have tucked that away. Leeds give as good as they got. And a bit of a messy goal to concede for Bamford to tap it home.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was what I expected. It was what I expected of Burnley. Burnley know their strengths. Burnley are a team who just, they know what they are. They don't try to be anything different. Sean Dyche has them guys well drilled.
Yeah.
4-4-2, Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood up front. You know what I mean?
You know
Stick it on the keeper
yeah.
when you cross it. Put pressure on the teams. Work hard.
Physical,
be honest.
be demanding.
100%. And really, you know what? I know, like, when you play against them, no one wants to play against them.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, credit, you have to give credit because that's what they are. They don't have a huge budget. They haven't got although they just broke the transfer record, actually. They don't have a huge budget to bring in, you know, huge, exciting players.
Yeah.
Sean Dyche doesn't have a style of football that accommodates that. He's old school. He wants 4-4-2, two big, strong, solid strikers up front. Not necessarily quick, but they're going to put it about, be strong in the air, hold up the ball,
yeah.
And from wide areas, get crosses into the box and get players like a McNeil and like Goodmanson who can get past players when they want to and have a good delivery. And two honest central midfielders who work hard. And centre-backs who can defend.
Yeah, it all sounds good. You've sold that, like you've made that team sound very... If I didn't know their results, you made that team sound like a proper good, solid... They are.
Yeah,
but it's like they cannot seem to get that win at home. Like Bamford denied them their first winner.
That's it.
Since February.
Exactly. They lack that quality, man. They do. They lack that quality to get over the line a lot of times. But you know
they do enough.
They do enough, which is why they're never really. I mean, last year was a bit shaky for them at one point. Or was it the year before? I can't remember. Where they were not flirting with relegation, but they were down there. Then they went on a run and sorted it out. But Burnley are just always that. They're just there. They're just solid. Not really having a chance of getting relegated. Got to rate them for that.
Yeah. Norwich, Leicester.
Felt for Norwich again,
I know.
man.
0 points after 3 games, just like another team in the league.
Even they scored a goal.
I know. Are you worried for Norwich?
Yeah. Yeah,
really?
Even before they started the season.
It's so early in the season though.
Yeah, but I just feel like they don't spend enough when they get promoted. You know, a lot of them players there, championship players, man.
Yeah.
They don't invest enough. Well, they lost
Buendia. They almost lost more people. I'm sure Max Aarons was supposed to be on his way out. I'm sure Cantwell was supposed to be on his way out.
So they've done well.
They've actually done well to keep those players.
To keep the hold of them, but the players that they had, they don't spend big. They never go, right, you know what, we're going up. We need at least 50, 60, 70 million to try and across. But I don't know whether they don't have that or whether the owners refuse to spend it because it's not their model. I was reading something that their owners are happy for them to be like a top 30 club or a top 25 club in English football.
In the whole
where
of
because
England.
they basically win the championship every time.
Yeah.
But obviously in the Premier League they don't compete.
Do well.
So, but they're happy with kind of being the best in the championship and then getting a go.
They're not doing too bad because in the last 10 or so years, they've been, from what I remember, I've been to Premier League games against Norwich. They've been in and out quite a few times.
Yeah, they have. That's what I'm saying. So if you're gonna, you know, people label Watford as a yo-yo club, which ain't actually true. They was in the
a lot longer.
They was in the Premier League for like 5 years without getting relegated. And before that, they was in it for a long time. So they've only got like 2 relegations in like 20 years.
Yeah.
But Norwich,
100%.
And I feel like they're comfortable with that. Even players like Grant Hanley and that, they've been there for ages. Like I just don't feel like
like what's the identity of the club?
So they're gonna. To answer your question, I do think they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle. Stay in the
relegation. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Should we get into team of the weeks? Before I do that, let's get into some comments. Actually, I feel like I'm ignoring you guys. I don't want to ignore you.
It's the people show, Pippa.
I know. It's like I just want to
let them have their say.
All right. Joshua says I would banter. Oh, there's loads of Arsenal Tottenham comments in here. I would banter Arsenal mercilessly now, but they'll probably finish 10 this season if Partey, Saka, or Emil Smith Rowe are injured. You're all as good as dead. Probably finish 10 to 12, 6 to 8 if no injuries. Okay.
So basically saying the best you can hope for 6 to 8 if everyone stays fit.
Basically.
Which is true.
Toby's well says, if I'm being honest, if we tie with Chelsea and Liverpool or win, truly I believe we could win the league. I'm not sure who he supports. You still haven't told me, but it's the same person that commented before, and I'm guessing he's a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
I'm assuming so. Who's off here? Charlie saying Maitland-Niles is off to Everton, Pippa. Is that the news that's coming in today?
Oh, yeah, there's an offer on the table, loan option to buy.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
he's not going to...
Hold on a minute, yeah. Do you know what, just quickly, before we move on to Team of the Week. So let me get this straight.
There we go. Just leave me alone, I've had a hard
Bellerin,
weekend.
I know, 'cause I feel so, but I just got, as an outside looking, you're telling me that Hector Bellerin is obviously out of favour, yeah? I saw he was going to go into Milan and now since like Real Betis or someone, yeah?
Yeah. He just wants out.
So he wants out, right, cool. He's not good enough. Then you're playing Callum Chambers at right back.
Who's had a nightmare on the weekend.
Who ain't even a right back. And you're going to let Maitland-Niles go, even though I'm not saying he's the answer, but out of what you currently have, out of Bellerin and Chambers and Maitland-Niles, I'll pay Maitland-Niles all day. I would. Unless Arsenal got a plan to go get a right back.
Yeah. It was meant to be Trippier.
Surely you got to get a right back. Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Oh yeah, Toby confirmed he's a Tottenham fan. Yeah, I know. It's. But these players are under Arteta, they're not getting a chance. They did the last season when we won the FA Cup against Chelsea. He was one of the better players in that squad. Him, well, Martinez, Aubameyang, those three players, Tierney, they were getting the ball up the pitch. Him as a wing back was incredible for us during that end of the season, that run.
Play Cedric over, man. So now he's going to say, so what? He's going to, maybe when you play back four, what's he going to do? Put Cedric there? Like what?
Cedric's had one good game when his debut against Norwich.
So you signed him without even playing?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
We are
a total... I don't want to talk about Arsenal. I don't want to talk. Yeah. And look, now all the comments are saying Arsenal, nothing exclusively on Comedy Central. Arsenal have awful recruitment. Yeah, let's talk about someone else.
Documentary.
Do you know what? I actually can't wait to watch it.
You're going to watch it?
Of course. Of course.
I've
watched every other All or Nothing, and I feel like it gives us some type of insight to what goes on behind the scenes. I like to see the conversations in the changing rooms after you've lost. Because the Spurs one, when there was a fight with Son and Lloris, I think, and
that was good.
You see what happened in the changing rooms. I want to see these little things. I want to know what happened
going on in there
after that 5-0 loss to Man City. I saw the Amazon crew at West Brom. That's the one bit they probably won't feature in the documentary because we won 6-0.
Yeah, when you play West Brom's 30, we're not putting that in there.
They're not going to put that in there. I saw them talking to fans or whatever they were filming outside.
Oh, is it?
I actually cannot wait to see what Arteta says in that changing room.
Well, it's going to be like when the Spurs one. He ain't going to be there. I'm going to say it's going to be like when Pochettino weren't there, then Jose coming halfway through that. I'm going to say he won't get to finish that whole document. 100%.
That's like the highlight of the show, isn't it? Because that Mourinho one, when that happened, I was like, oh, this is exciting.
Yeah,
the drama.
It's tasty. Yeah, it's like they wrote it for that.
Yeah. It was like a soap episode. Natty says, can't wait for us to lift a trophy in Championship. Honest Arsenal fan. Wow. Right, let's do Team of the Week.
Yes.
I'll be honest, before you see mine,
you
can tell I'm a very emotional, salty Arsenal fan right now. I still go by my Team of the Week, but I wasn't thinking straight, and I just,
I'm going to get mine up.
I just wanted it. I don't know, man. I just was upset. And I was asked for my Team of the Week, and I just said, put every Man City player in there. Just put the whole team in there at this point. But if we get mine up on the screen, I'll go for my team because I cannot remember it off through head.
Yeah.
But I did put Edison in there at the time. Obviously, in hindsight now, I would have actually put De Gea because of that double save.
100%.
Even though he didn't,
Edison had a cigar out.
The only reason I put Edison in there is because he mocked Arsenal.
And he nearly conceded the goal with Smith Rowe.
He walked into their midfield. He was toying with Aubameyang. They weren't pressing.
Oh, there's your team.
All right, here we go. I put Edison in there. Yeah. I was actually going to put the whole defensive lineup on Man City, but they didn't really do much. But Kyle Walker, I'll put Varane in there, only because it felt like he didn't have to do much. Yeah. I know it wasn't the best game for Man United, but at moments I forgot he was there. And sometimes that's good as a defender.
Varane
he was just very controlled, did what he needs to do.
And I'm not just being biased. Like a lot of Man United fans that I spoke to after the game on social media, everyone's unanimous for saying what a calming influence he was.
Yeah.
How he attacks the ball. We got another good header of the ball next to Harry Maguire, another leader.
All right.
Sorry.
I put Laporte in there, and I put Reguilon in there. Had a decent game. Actually, there was so many other left backs I could have put in there.
Luka Dean,
Yeah, I was so many. But as I said, I just said get this Team of the Week out over and done with. I don't care about this weekend's football. Put Buendia in the middle for his goal. Rodri, of course, had a very good control in midfield, and he scored a good goal. Greenwood, he's scored in every kit so far this season. 3 games, and he just scores from mad angles.
He does.
And it was a very good goal.
He just shifts his feet either side.
I feel like it was a bit cheeky me putting in there because he didn't actually do much the whole game. But
no, he had a bad game, but because it was the deciding factor in the game.
Yeah. Someone said, Pippa, why so many Man City players and they played relegation? Anyway,
they didn't do nothing.
Son, I told you I was salty. I just said I don't care.
Yeah.
Antonio, of course, for what he's been doing.
Yeah.
Vardy as well. That's my team of the week. Just leave me alone. Let's just see Flex's one, because that's going to be the one that's been well thought out.
My team of the week, I went with De Gea in goal, obviously, because that double save that he does on the line was incredible. And amongst the Man United fan base, there's been a lot of talk about Dean Henderson replacing David De Gea. I've always been team David De Gea.
Yeah.
Like, Henderson looks okay, he looks good, but he hasn't proved that he's better than David De Gea to me. So I went with him. Is my team's not even up on the screen.
I know, they get it up on the screen. I mean,
where's my team? Can I get my team up on the screen? And then I went with right back Wan-Bissaka. That clearance off the line. Jeez, we spoke about that earlier. And Varane. I didn't want to be too Man United heavy because I know.
I'm seeing 4 United players.
I know, but
they didn't even do much.
They needed it. They needed to be in there. I'm sorry. Varane, for the reasons we spoke about. I thought Rudiger was quality.
He was.
Against Liverpool, doing what he does, ruffling people up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Barging up, man. He's just there.
Yeah, he's like a whole new player under Tuchel.
Whole new player. He looked like he was out the door under Lampard.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And Tuchel come in and done the business. Everton, solid performance against Brighton. I thought Luka Dean was up and down. Brilliant from him, so he gets in for me. Gundogan. Yeah. Scored. Do you know what I mean? I didn't put any City defenders in there because they
didn't have to do anything.
Didn't do nothing. I don't even think Kyle Walker played well. Like, he was a bit.
He just did one sprint with Aubameyang at one point, and that was
it.
Do
you know what I mean? So that's why I didn't put any of the defenders in there. Rodri again, well taken finish, and I think he just a really easy game for him, but just went through the motions. And Gallagher.
I wish I put Gallagher in mine.
Huh?
I wish I put Gallagher in mine.
Gallagher, man. Yeah. They ain't scored any goals.
And now he's come through, and
the pressure was on. Away from home. And not to score one, but to score 2. And the second one was a really, really good finish. So he's got to get in the team of the week for me.
Before I let you finish, everyone's getting on to the both of us for not putting Christensen in there.
Oh, yeah, Christensen. Okay.
That was bad.
I would have put Christensen. Do you know what? That's a good point. Yeah. That's a very good point. Christensen was solid. Yeah. And actually, Christensen as a player, I remember when he was first there, I was like, oh, what's this guy? He's not really, what does he really do? But he just goes along under the radar, solid. I'm still going to have my Varane in there because I'm biased, but I'd swap him for Rudiger happily. But
even Ferran Torres gets a shout as well.
Ferran Torres, he was actually in my team and I changed it. And I messaged Jason, I was like, because he scored 2 goals and they won 5-0. But I was like, nah, Ivan Toney, man. He got his first goal in the Premier League. But then I wanted to change it again. Oh no, I didn't take Torres out. No, I didn't. I kept him in.
Oh, yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I wanted to change it again because Antonio has to be in.
Wait, who was your front three? Oh,
my front three was Greenwood, Toney, and Torres.
Okay.
But really, I wasn't sure who to take out of Torres and Toney because Antonio has to be in there. You're right on yours. Yeah. Antonio's got to be in there, like a goal and an assist. You know, he's scoring goals for fun. He's in the form of his life. He's playing great football. He needs to be in that team. So I'd probably I'll probably take out Torres.
And put Antonio in there.
And put Antonio in there. Just because I like Antonio and I like Toney.
There's lots of calls for Mendy to be in there.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Edouard Mendy.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Solid, Made some good saves. But with what De Gea done on the line,
you're biased, man.
I'm sorry. And because my emotions are still high because I just came from the game yesterday. You know what it's like. Yeah. So we do try to be unbiased, but you're always, you're still going to get a little bit. We apologise. Yeah. Maybe the more I do this show or the other show that I do normally because Abby's not here. But I mean, I try to be impartial where I can.
You have to be.
But you still got back.
Look at me. I haven't put an Arsenal player in for 3 weeks.
Yeah, you're doing well. Exactly.
Very unbiased. Got no choice at this point. Someone said, "Where's Xhaka?" Also, someone said Dyer or Sanchez. No, you did pick them up in their game against.
True, they could have gone in there. They kept a clean sheet. You know what I mean? Anyone who kept a clean sheet could have been in there. Yeah. You're right. Did Yeremina start for Everton? I think he did.
See, there's loads of options.
Exactly. We can't. You can only pick 11 guys.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I know. And there were some good performances this week. Very good. But now it's the international break. Looking forward to it?
Nah.
Why?
Because obviously it's the return of Ronaldo coming back, so
you just want to see, yeah.
But 2, I said this to, I think I was doing a show on 5 Live the other day, and I'm still a bit after the Euros and we didn't win and what happened.
You just want to stay away from it.
I'm not ready to go back there yet.
Heartbreak.
Yeah, I'm not, and I just want club football back, but back in loads of consistency. Fans are at the games. It's lovely. It's beautiful. Yeah. So I would, and especially after only like 3 games of the Premier League back, like come on, let's
Give
go, let's
more.
go.
We waited so long. Well, not
Yeah,
actually,
and then there's another one in October.
Yeah.
Like it's just long. I'm just not there yet. So that's just me on a personal. I think after, and I don't even mean just with the abuse that the players took and the negatives. I mean just if we're focusing even on the positives, getting to the fight. I just don't want to revisit it right now. But I think the World Cup's around the corner and they've got to do it.
Yeah. Well,
are you looking forward to it? Well,
I'm indifferent. I need a break.
Would you rather just play Norwich like straight away?
No. I actually mentally need a look at me.
Yeah, you can't.
I never turn up here looking like this. Look at me. I'm a finished woman, man. I'm actually in the like I'm.
Oh, mate, Pippa, I feel it for you.
I haven't got it in me. I need this break.
I watched your interview. When you were just like, it's just embarrassing.
I was actually holding in tears. You know how embarrassing that is? I've never felt to cry at a game.
Was you?
Yeah, man. I was emotional. I think it was more of anger and just I was really annoyed. Like super annoyed.
It's that bad.
Yeah.
Because look, I'm not going to say we've been there at United because we haven't been as bad as that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But since Fergie's left, we've had some tough times. You know what I mean? When it's got toxic and you're losing games, and I get the feeling, man. I get the feeling, but it's a different ball game for how bad you guys are. So yeah.
But thank God it's time for a break. Big up everyone that has tuned into the show. I'll be Pippa Monique. Oh, what's my name? Who?
Arsenal got this girl forgetting her name.
I'm
Pippa
done.
can't even remember her name.
Just call me Pippa.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Big up Flex for being on the show as always. I know, Abby, this should have been the week you was here, sweetheart. You should have been here on this couch. But this is probably going to be... No, let me not throw shade. I'm not in no position to do so. But thank you for tuning in and we'll see you. You'll be doing your show end of the week.
I think... First,
we'll let you know.
Well, no, because there's we'll
international.
Probably do it it's a national break, but we will be doing
We'll keep you updated. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.